Your first member from Team Manhattan, let's get excited! Please welcome Seth Lind!
How are you doing? That's good. I would like to read an autobiographical essay titled, "Manhattan is Better Than Brooklyn Because I Have Been Abducted by Extraterrestrials in Manhattan 0 times and in Brooklyn 27 times." My friends often say things like, "Come to Brooklyn," or "Brooklyn is cool," or "Why is your body always shaking?" But those friends are different from me in that they have not been snatched and mistreated more than 24 times by outer space aliens living in Brooklyn. Once I went to the music venue Brooklyn Bowl to hear records played by the popular disc jockey Questlove. It was really grooving, until I went to the restroom to go number 2 on account of the tacos. And an alien tentacle shot into my butt and pulled me into an underground tank where a hovering brain with eyes made a thorough inventory of my organs from the inside with the tentacle that was... And when I returned to the dance floor, my friend Janine asked how it went because she's one of those people who likes to give poops a rating. I lied and said 3 out of 5 stars, when, in all honesty, it was 0 out of 5 on account of the alien. Another time, a friend convinced me to go to DeForest Pizza on Avenue J in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, a pizzeria famous for its slow service. I agreed with reluctance, since during my 2 most recent visits to Brooklyn, I had been abducted and treated carelessly by the same trio of adolescent Martians. Imagine my relief when the meal transpired without incident. Did you imagine it? Thank you. But I should have smelled trouble on my way home to Manhattan when 3 weird-looking nuns entered the Q train I was in. Sure enough, a tentacle soon pierced a control panel on the wall, halting the train and sending it into darkness. When the lights came back on, I was glued to the horizontal pole with Martian saliva while they took turns swatting my genitals for sport. And the 3 nuns didn't even help me. More people got on the train, but did not seem to think it was weird that I was hanging in a sack made of green spit. Brooklyn, they probably thought to themselves. This identical incident has happened to me 11 more times on subways in Brooklyn, to the point where I can't help but see it as a pattern. Most scarring of all was my latest abduction, which happened when I attended an exhibition about athletic shoes at the Brooklyn Museum, which was unique because shoes are not art. Alone in a room devoted to the Adidas pump, I leaned on what I thought was a pillar. It quickly shapeshifted into a goopy Martian brute that I recognized from a previous humiliation at Smorgasburg. He quickly inserted tendrils into all of my openings and injected thick fluid that I honestly still sometimes find in the shower. He said. By now I've picked up their vernacular. So I was terrified at these words. because he conveyed that my body had now been mutated to attack myself at their command. He concluded, which translates as screaming the C word 40 times. Before transforming back into a column, he tentacle slapped my genitals by way of goodbye. So as you can see, these horrible aliens have sullied the borough of Manhattan, on the other hand, has nearly all of the charms of Brooklyn, without the repeated attacks on my body and scrotum by extraterrestrials. Manhattan has beautiful architecture, the illusion of racial harmony, and even a large park right in the middle, known colloquially as Manhattan's Prospect Park. That's where you could normally find me huddled under a tarp, waiting fearfully for a friend's invitation to Brooklyn that sounds just too cool to pass up. Thank you, and stay safe.